You're no spring chicken yourself. Now, for my last video, I want to talk about this fucking thing. This fucking thing. I had no bank account for years because I didn't feel I needed a bank account and I just said, fuck the system. And the system was getting progressively worse because when I had the bank account, they were, well, well, I won't go into their contribution to my demise, but I will say, like, well, I'll take responsibility for my own actions too. But I'm just saying, I just said fuck the system, because the whole system is getting more and more stinking and exercising more and more control. And I just said, as I say, my highest value was freedom, and I didn't need to be controlled by those cunts, and I didn't need those cunts. But I thought that this was different. This Revolut card, I said, this is different. Because, well, for a few reasons I thought it was different. I suppose maybe they are different, but anyway, I applied for a Revolut card because I also wanted to be self-sufficient. So I decided to go full-time content creation and do full-time content creation, because for the last few years I'm after writing an awful lot of philosophy and educating an awful lot of people, because, whether they didn't interact with me because they're a bit stupid, but they still got to read the very best of philosophy. And if they wanted to put forward a valid argument, which they obviously didn't have, they didn't, but that doesn't matter. But I wrote a lot of philosophy and I made a lot of content. I made a lot of videos where I talked about alcoholism and I fucking talked about all the things that cause you suffering. And that might offer you different perspectives that might help people to identify the cause of their suffering. But I did so with a lot of ambiguities and everything else. It was content that wasn't really suitable for stupid cunts. But I challenged the perspectives of the weak, the ones who wanted to control you with guilt and shame and their morality and their labels about mental health, their labels in relation to addictions, their labels and their rules and their conformity and everything else. And I more or less told them to fuck off. But anyway, I want to talk about this fucking thing. Because we're talking about control. So I applied for this fucking thing. I applied for this card because I wanted to be able. I said to myself, surely I can set up a group where I'll teach people how to condition the body, how to get the body in good shape. Now, I have a lot of experience in this regard, but the first thing, if you want to change anything and determine the nature of change, you have to learn to think for yourself. And that was the first thing about the whole thing. And I also wanted to demonstrate that when you start getting going to the gym to alleviate your insecurities and start addressing your insecurities through the gym without actually coming to terms with it mentally in the first place, you're just accommodating the perceptions of others and trying to achieve a physique which is pleasing to others, an aesthetic that's pleasing to others. Now, that's fucking all wrong. And then your insecurities do not go away. If anything, they get worse. They get progressively worse. Because you keep saying, oh, maybe I'll look better than this next day, maybe I'll look better the next day. And then not only that then, but if there's to be a break from the gym, like I have this experience, that you won't go anywhere there's no gym, you won't go anywhere there's no steroids, because you become addicted to this. Oh, my chest will fall off, my arms will fall off, oh, how I look, and you become all wrapped up in yourself and all self-absorbed. And I was just in Change My Body, I was just trying to show that you can come somewhere like this, and if you don't have access to a gym or you don't have money to a gym, who gives a fuck? It's not the end of the fucking world. Everything in time. And when the opportunity presents itself, I'll go back to the gym again. But I'm not so insecure that it presents any big problem to me not to go to the gym for a few weeks. And then I looked at using the fucking free gym up, but it's a camel ride up on top of the hill. And even though the universe keeps pushing calisthenics to me, I keep saying, no fucking way. No way. No way, no way, no way. I'm not doing that fucking around. I'm either give me the price of the gym and I'll go weight training, or leave me alone. But I'm not doing that fucking around. That's not for me. Not for me. And this establish your own values. I'm not doing that shit. That's not for me. That's not for me. I'm not so wrapped up in myself that I'll go to any measure. I'll get down and start doing push-ups and sit-ups and will I fuck? No, because I'm comfortable in my skin. And when the opportunity presents itself, I'll go back and I'll continue to work on my physique, because that's the direction I'm going in now. But I said to myself, I don't think there'd be any problem if I ask. I should surely have enough of a following, and I surely made enough content that I can get people to pay me 10 lev a month, which even if they're not interested in changing their body, that is just a way of fucking giving a man a bit of a fucking dig out after he fucking made a shitload of content that you might have found beneficial, or maybe you're too much of a stupid cunt to find beneficial. Maybe you just found it entertaining. But even at that, are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Anyway, so I applied for this fucking thing. And when I got this thing they sent me out the card because of the Apache Kafka, you know, I create a lot of content. This all goes through a central processing unit. All your data is processed. And the likes of companies like this buy that data, they use that data. They say, who the fuck is this applying to this card? So all this data that I'm putting out now, all my philosophy, any data they have on me, my Kaufland card, my fucking Kaufland card, my Billa card, what I'm buying for tea for my tea, what I'm buying to eat for my dinner, should I use those cards? That all goes through that central processing unit. They sell the data. And that's why data is the biggest resource there is. That is the biggest resource there is, because they get to control you, they get to emotionally manipulate you, they get to target you with advertisements that they think are in your interest. You know what I mean? They fish you, But anyway, they emotionally exploit you mainly. But to have self-control is to be able to think for yourself, not to be your actions motivated by your feelings. And that's the big takeaway, that your actions are not motivated by your feelings. They're motivated by reason. The brain must control the heart. But I applied for this thing, and the first thing I said when my card came, I said, oh, this is freedom. Then I said, what the fuck is that? Freedom my arse. I said after about 5 minutes, where did that come out of? I said, freedom, is being able to cut this thing in half and fuck it in the bin. Freedom is being able to tell them to shove this up their hole. You don't need it. But anyway, I wanted to be self-sufficient. I wanted to get my whoever gave me 10 lev or 10 euro paid through PayPal. I wanted to be able to transfer it to a bank account where I could draw it out through a machine without having to get Western Union to me or anything else. Basically, I wanted to be self-sufficient. So I got this fucking thing. And then my soul said to me, you know, cash only, Dave, cash only, don't tap that fucking thing. And I said, okay, I won't tap the fucking thing. I wasn't going to tap it anyway because they only rip me off every time I tap it. There's indiscretions in the payments, and whenever I challenge these indiscretions, to keep me an hour or 2 hours on the phone. But this was the other banking systems. They kept me for an hour or 2 hours on the phone because credit card fraud, as I've said in the previous video, is absolutely massive. But they cover it up, but it's massive. Absolutely massive. But nobody wants to acknowledge it because they're too busy fucking making money from these fucking things. But anyway, so I wasn't going to subject myself to fraud. I was going to try and mitigate this as much as possible and not subject myself to fraud. So I wasn't going to tap and go. Because most people let the little ones slide, you know, the 2 lev, the 3 lev, the little payments that go missing, they let it slide because it's only 2 lev, it's only 3 lev, but this is big money. But anyway, that was grand. The first thing I said to the lads then when I went out for a few beers that night is, lads, is anyone else get a Revolut card? This must be a great thing. This is a great thing now. I'm delighted with my new Revolut card. And they said, oh, did you get a card? We all applied, but we got no cards. And I said, you got no cards? And they said, no, we only got a virtual card. And then when I got no card, I had to pay for another card. I got this free. I had to pay for another card, a 40 level, another card. And then I got another virtual card. Now I have 2 virtual cards. I asked previously in a philosophy group, is a cashless society preparing for the collapse of the dollar? Because I said the collapse of the dollar is inevitable. Now somebody said to me in the philosophy group, the collapse of the dollar is highly likely but not inevitable. And I said I can accept that, but I can't accept that. It is inevitable. I'm not going to go into it now. I don't have the time and you're too stupid. But the collapse of the dollar is inevitable. And if they have you on the systems, where they have you on a cashless system, they can just transfer you to a new currency. But the main thing is they have you in their system. So whatever other currency comes into play, as long as they have you in their system, they can continue to manipulate you, to exploit you, to make money off every purchase. But they stay keeping the system. They stay in control. Especially the Jews. I'm not sure if they're Jewish or not. This is a Lithuanian company, but the Jews especially run you through a cashless system. Now the Vandenbergs, for example, Sweden is a cashless system. Like someone said to me in the group, "Oh, we're not a cashless system. We're not a cashless system. You're heading towards one, you stupid." But anyway, Sweden is a cashless system because the Vandenberg group, who wouldn't be Jews but are Jewish sympathisers, they want to maintain control. They nearly own Sweden. But the thing is, they keep a monopoly. They keep control by switching you to a cashless system. So I went down then in order to activate the card. I had to go down to the shop, and I bought a couple of cans of beer, 2 cans of this beer here, Shumensko, my favourite beer. And I went down and bought 2 cans of beer. I hadn't even left the shop when I got this message. Beep, 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 beep. You just bought 2 cans of beer in this shop and all the rest. And I said, fucking hell. Well, I should think I'd know that. I'm only after buying the fucking things. But this is data collection. They're able to tell me that I'm after buying 2 beers. This is going to be credit control shit that's only being rolled out in China now. But if you think it's not coming to you, it's coming to you. They'll censor you. They'll censor the likes of me, but it'll be very hard to censor me because I probably won't have this fucking thing much longer. I've no use for it anyway because no one sent me any money. They don't think my content is worth €10. They don't think my content is worth a scabby €10. And that's because you're stupid cunts and you mostly watch low-level bullshit content. But you can stay watching low-level bullshit content because this is the last video I'm making because you can fuck right off. And I'm really looking forward to making this video today. I was going to make it in the morning, but someone said to me, no, don't wait till tomorrow, do it today. I said, because I just want to tell you once more for the last time, you're stupid cunts and you can go fuck yourselves. Now, and that's why you're using these stupid fucking things. You're too blind and too fucking stupid to even see what's happening. But all your data is being collected. You're being controlled. You're being manipulated. And as for this thing, then they took. I used up the little bit of money I put on it, and they sent me fucking. And then they sent me a message yesterday to say you're gone too low into your balance. Your balance is in a minus. Your balance is in a minus. Or the day before yesterday, and I said my balance is in a minus, but sure, I didn't spend any money. But they just come along, they didn't send me any message to say we're taking a charge. They just took the charge, just helped themselves to the money in your account. But what they're at their own leisure, they help themselves to the money in your account and don't send you any email for this. But they just sent me an email to say my card was in a minus and I should put some money in. So I did, that was grand. I went up to the Kaufland then to buy me breakfast yesterday. My soul said to me, try the card. And I said, well, sure, I will try the card. I knew there was no money in it, but you never know. As I said to the cashier, I just laughed and said, you have to try. And I tried the card, 6 lev or something for my breakfast, and of course it was declined. And then they sent me a message immediately to say your card has been declined. And they charged me another 5 lev for that. So that's another €5 for that. So that's 10 lev, and now it's €12 in arrears. €12 in arrears. So they just again decided to put a €5 charge or a 10 lev charge on my account for trying the card. And I just said to myself, these fuckers are just helping themselves to money at their own leisure whenever they fucking feel like it. And there's sweet fuck all I can do about it. And that's what you're up against with this bullshit. That's what you're up against. As handy as they are, that's what you're up against with this bullshit. But then again, you know, it's an ill wind doesn't blow someone some good. Then they start sending me fucking things. They keep, like, I was supposed to submit a tax number when I got this. A tax number for Bulgaria, a tax number from Bulgaria. Now, I put in my Irish social identity security number, but then, no, this isn't good enough. And I have 90 days to submit a tax number, but every second day, it's submit your tax number, emailing me, and through the app as well, submit your tax number, till I start looking and say, what the fuck is your big problem? What's your big fucking urgency for me to pay tax? What the fuck has it got to do with you? You know what I mean? I have till September. What the fuck is with this every second day? Register in the system, get into the system, be in the system, fuck the system. And now I decided there's no fucking way I'm registering for tax. And I'm going to pay no tax. And if they want to take the card, I'm now going to dig the heels in and I'm not going to cut this fucking thing in half. I'm going to wait and see what they do. If they want to take it, they can take it and shut up their hole. But let's see what they do. Yeah. And then fucking, yeah, so I'll see who to take it. But as I say, I'm prepared. They can fucking take that card and stick it. And that's freedom. I don't need it. Besides, you sent me no money anyway. So you can go fuck off, as I say. And I'll just go out there and maintain my fence and continue on as normal. But I'm fucked if I'm making any more content for you stupid cunts. You can go fuck yourselves and say goodbye.